We cross the roaring river, 3 times we go.
The second day in Belize started with another early morning wake-up call. It was the last day of 2024, and we booked a tour with Sir Patrick Bradley at Limkin Tours. I cannot say enough good things about our guide. This was the most epic Indiana Jones experience, the number one coolest thing I have ever done in my entire life in any country. Patrick was incredibly knowledgeable, a gold standard in tour guides. He likes to be the first in the cave, so the tour starts at 6:45 a.m. We met at his business and loaded into his tour van. We drove 45 minutes to the ATM caves, and the whole time he was telling us about the history of the area. We passed by huge cornfields and then made it to the entrance of the archaeology park. This picture is our only documentation this day ever happened, because you're not allowed your phone or cameras past the parking lot. Because of this, the memories from this day are sacredly special. You used to be able to take pictures until tourists started accidentally dropping phones on the bones of the sacrifice, causing damage. So there are pictures of the insides of this cave online. The rest of this video will be real images of the cave I pulled off Google, giving credit, of course. The 7 of us and our guide, Sir Patrick Bradley, began our 1-hour hike through the jungle toward the mouth of the ATM cave. We crossed the roaring river 3 times, tasted termites, surprisingly tasting like carrots, nibbled on some zesty key lime leaves, and inhaled the ancient copal incense, fresh from the small red buds. Patrick talked about the Mayan culture, sharing knowledge about the land and its history. He tells us how they have only been doing tours in the cave for about 20 years, and how we are entering an archaeological site, as after its discovery, it was never excavated. Instead, it was left untouched to be a living museum. We arrived at the entrance of the cave. We suited up with life jackets, helmets, and headlamps. The cave's opening has turquoise waters flowing out, and we started with a swim to a rock platform. Patrick highlighted the significance of the cave in confirming the Maya's human sacrifice rituals. We began to explore the cave's interior, swimming through deep waters at the mouth of the cave, twisting and turning through rock passages, stooping and wading through water. We reached the breakdown, a narrow area that required squeezing through rocks. The cave was dark, untouched by light, with seeping water from the walls and a flowing river inside. Patrick pointed out the water was drinkable, as it was filtered through 1,500 feet of limestone, so we all took a drink. We turned off our headlamps to experience the darkest place on earth. In the complete darkness, no one could see the person right in front of us. The darkest place I've ever been. Scary dark. Having no light source in this cave would be the end. We continue forward in the cave for the next hour until we reach a rock platform we must climb in order to reach the massive opening. We approached the main chamber where the crystal maiden awaited. The cavern resembled a stalactite cathedral with tall ceilings and massive stalagmites and stalactites in all sorts of interesting formations. We removed our shoes and walked barefoot on the sacred ground. We started to find pots and remnants used in the Maya's rituals, pots filled with food offerings to the gods dating back to 750 AD, showed the Maya's attempt to restore water during a drought caused by deforestation. As we continued exploring, we encountered evidence of the Maya's bloodletting rituals. We discovered clay pots with traces of blood residue dating back to 850 AD. Stalagmites shaped like corn, symbolizing life, and stingray barbs used in bloodletting were pointed out. Acton Tunicho Buknel translates to the cave of the stone sepulchre. A sepulchre is a carved stone monument meant to honor the dead, a modern-day tombstone. The food and blood offerings to the gods weren't working, so they had to get more extreme. Moving further up this chamber, now in year 950 AD, we uncover more signs of human sacrifice. We found crystallized bones, including skulls and finger bones. There were over 14 bodies discovered in this area. When Patrick shines his light over a rock formation, the shadow cast is an ancient shadow movie of a tall Mayan ruin showing people climbing the steps. We continued further and we reached the site of the Crystal Maiden, the young female volunteer sacrifice who turns out after DNA testing is actually a young male. You can see next to the Crystal Maiden, a captive was sacrificed first, and when that didn't work, the young boy was offered. The Crystal Maiden's bones were calcified and integrated with the caves. When the sacrifice didn't work, Patrick revealed the next significant discovery: a sacrificed elite. The alien-shaped head of the elite was visible, a sign that the Maya emulated their ruler's different skull shape through cranial modification. We were mesmerized by the alien-like appearance of the skull and the theory that the Maya knew the gods were aliens. Turning around, Patrick shines his light over a tall, carved column whose shadow looks like the shape of an elongated skull, a symbol of the gods watching over them. The Crystal Maiden is touted as the best thing to see in the cave. However, the alien-shaped head was the highlight for me. On our way out of the upper cathedral, we interacted with the stalagmites inside the cavern. We gently tapped the massive stalagmites, creating deep, resonating sounds. The sounds vary depending on the size of the stalagmite, providing a musical experience like an ancient Mayan instrument, and I'm sure this was used in their rituals. We began our descent exploring more crevices and water chutes. We found ourselves sliding through narrow rock chutes propelled by rushing water. Patrick guided us through the tight passages, ensuring our safety. As we exited, we reflected on the sacred nature of the cave and the importance of our visit. We swam one last time and said our goodbyes to the cave of the Crystal Maiden. Patrick prepared a traditional meal of chicken and rice for us. We enjoyed our lunch while reflecting on our unique experience. Patrick's tour is the only one who eats lunch right after the strenuous activity at the mouth of the cave. Everyone else has to hike back to the parking lot before they can have their lunch. We hiked back out, crossing the river 3 more times, and drove off, knowing we had just had the privilege of walking through a sacred archaeological site. Our paradigm forever changed.
Down the jungle path where the green leaves grow lies a secret place where the wild waters flow, teal and shimmering.
On day 2 here, we didn't get enough water at the ATM Cave, so we went over to Monkey Falls, which is near where we were staying. It is a dirt road in. You want to make sure to park at the top. It's very muddy. We saw cars getting stuck in there. When you get down to the bottom, there's to the right is these upper falls here. This is the upper falls. And if you want to go to the left, you'll go to the lower falls, which we visit at the end of this video.
Look at the jungle's embrace. Come on down, let the current chase Monkey Falls. The wildest scene, a paradise where the water's always clean. Park at the top, it's the way to go. Walk through the trees where the cool winds blow. Mud on your shoes, but the smile on your face. The adventure is worth every step you embrace. The water's so clear, it sparkles and shines. With every splash, it feels like divine. Let the jungle chorus play in the breeze. As you dive in, feeling wild and free. Monkey Falls. Monkey Falls. Jump from the rocks, hear the water call. Teal water, deep in the jungle's embrace. Come on down, let the girl. Monkey Falls. The wildest scene, a paradise where the water's always clean. Through the muddy trail, through the twisted vines, there's a moment of magic that you'll always find. In the rhythm of nature, in the splash and the dive, Monkey Falls keeps your spirit alive. Monkey Falls, oh, Monkey Falls. Jump from the rocks, hear the water call. Teal waters deep in the jungle's embrace. Come on down, let the current chase Monkey Falls. The wildest scene, a paradise where the water's always clean. So come on, take the plunge, let the adventure begin. In the heart of BELIZE where the waters spin. Monkey Falls, oh, you're always in my dreams. A place where the world's just as wild as it seems.
You are able to float from the upper falls down to the lower falls.
Getting dark here.
Heads up tomorrow, we'll be at Zunantunich Mayan ruins and Big Rock Falls.